Hello, I'm Mark Cohen, president and publisher of the Jacksonville Business Journal. And I sat down with CSX Corporation, one of the leading transportation suppliers that is growth-oriented and forward-thinking. The network encompasses about 20,000 route miles of track in 26 states, along with District of Columbia, Quebec, and Ontario. The network serves some of the largest population centers in the nation. I sat down with the leadership team to discuss their vision, challenges, and how they're navigating the future, and more importantly, delivering value to their customer. I'm here with Mike Cory, CSX Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer.
Nice
Hello.
to be here, Mark.
Good to be here. You're relatively new to CSX team, but a longtime railroader. So tell us about transition to CSX and what your initial assessments were operationally.
Well, that's a good question, Mark, because it's probably important I explain a little bit about my background. I worked in Canada for Canadian National Railway for 38 years, retired for a few years, and then came back here to CSX about 11 months ago. And really, from a railroad perspective, it's very similar to all the other Class 1s. In CSX's case versus CN, CN is a linear railroad. If you think of Canada with a sparse population, really it's about export and import to the ports that they travel to.
Right.
Where CSX, we're within 2/3 of the U.S. population, so we're much more condensed in terms of the traffic we carry, and we have far more customers than the railway I came from.
Okay. Really, I think a follow-up leadership. What adjustments has the company made operationally under your leadership?
What I am trying to bring is the really more from a perspective of how do we teach and build within CSX the people that are here, the great railroaders that they can be. And so first observations are we have relatively new and a new management staff, as well as since the pandemic, we've seen quite a difference in our unionized labor demographics. Many of the baby boomers are all gone, but we saw quite a change in people in terms of leaving and now coming back on. CSX was the first railway of all the Class 1s, I think, that came out of the pandemic and started to improve their service.
Wow.
So for me, what I'm trying to do is bring more stability in processes in terms of process creation, so that people are, as they get used to their positions, they're able now to go further than they were before in terms of their knowledge. They're working together, and this is not just in operations. This is within the entire company. So in one sense, it's more of a culture change that I'm working on, as well as the other executive team members here. But at the same time, we're focused on safety, service, and efficiency, something that CSX has done really well prior to me getting here.
Well, that kind of leads me to my next question. Is there an ideal state for the CSX operating model, and is CSX on track for achieving it?
Our ideal state is one that the customers rely on us wholly. And so are we there yet? No. Will we ever be there? No, because we're all about continuously improving our operation, our service for our customers, our engagement, and our value that we show to our employees. So that's the perfect state: safety, service, efficiency, caring about our stakeholders, from customers to the communities we work within, all equal to provide a great product for our customers at a payback for us that gets our stakeholders what they need.
CSX is very focused on growth. How do you ensure that your network has enough capacity to accommodate the growth that you are anticipating?
That's you just hit me with all these really good questions, Mark. In that case, first of all, it starts with the sales and marketing team and operations really understanding what the customer needs, but what we're doing today. And then from that, using technology, we're really starting to understand what the volume flows will be. And that then allows us to compare that to the capacity that we know we have today. Capacity really can come down to the speed in which you want to move things and the cost in which you want to do it. So when I say that, we have enough capacity for anything, because it's a mathematical equation right now. That does not mean, though, if we grow so fast that our service becomes bad or our costs go out of whack, that's the way we want to do it. So you grow, first of all, from an operating perspective, to provide the service the customer needs, and really make sure that it's not so much that we become sticky with them, but we are really embedded in their supply chains. And then that allows us to not only look at the rail movement of goods, but a lot of our customers also use trucks. They also use other modes of transport. They have an amount of money that they're willing or need to spend for their product to be transported. For us to grow, we need to understand all the ways they move their products and try to grow within their existing wallet, but also help them get into markets they can't and make the pie bigger. So again, it's really more so from where I sit, the work we do with Kevin Boone and the marketing and sales team, that we're tied together, and that goes right on through the operations organization. The people at the front level are really the best service providers we have in the company. And so what I've been focusing on a lot with our leadership team is getting our employees to really, our management employees, and naturally our unionized employees that work with them, but get them to really understand the customer's business,
Right.
so that we can know for sure that we're delivering what they need, and that will spur growth from that perspective.
Talked a lot about growth, but you folks have brought in a lot of new employees since the pandemic. How do you train these employees and deploy them into the network?
Mark, it's a point it's an area that we know we need to improve on. So from 2022 on, we've probably had an attrition rate well over 50% of new people we bring on, and that's not acceptable. And part of it was the rush for the railway and railways in general to bring employees back after the pandemic. We lost a lot, and then volumes grew substantially from where they went down at the trough. So we've embarked on something over the last 6 months, the beginning of this year actually, where we're much closer to the hiring process. And I'm speaking now from operations perspective. We have our frontline supervisors and their superiors involved in the hiring process, involved in when the employees then, after being hired, come to our training center in Atlanta. They are automatically met by some senior levels of operations management. And then every week throughout their journey until they're qualified, they have that feedback and that continuity as to where they're going to work to. It's something we didn't do before. So if you can picture you're a brand new employee coming into an environment where there's probably about half the people you're working with are brand new as well. If you don't have the leaders in operations management taking an active role in helping these employees learn and begin to adjust to the new lifestyle, it's not going to work. And it hasn't up to this point, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So our focus on bringing the employees on, training them properly. So we have a training center in Atlanta that they get their initial training, but then we put them out in the field. But in the field, we have taken an approach where the unionized workers are probably the most valuable asset we have to teach them. So we've created mentor positions in the field that work very closely with the local management and the new trainees to make sure the experience, first of all, is safe. And second, they get to understand how great a lifestyle it can be working at the railway.
Right.
Now, on top of that, we're doing many things to make the work-life balance a lot better, from scheduling when employees go to work better than we did before, to coming up with new innovative ways with the unions. It takes time. There's a lot of history that, we're a 7/24 operation,
Right. But
the more we can do to make people, first of all, feel comfortable and secure in what they do is important, and second, feel valued for what they're doing, and that's the work we need to do. That's how we're going to go about bringing these employees on and getting through this initial bump of demographics where we have so many new employees to making them well-established contributing members of our team.
That's great. Mike, I read this and I was really surprised that the rail is the safest way to move cargo freight on land, and CSX has been recognized for your commitment to safety. I wasn't surprised at that part, but the safest. Why is a focus on safety good business for CSX and your customers?
Well, Mark, it goes back to caring about the employees of the company and the customers we serve. That's why safety's good. I can't do anything that I can't do near as much as the people in the field do every day for CSX and our customers. So to not take an approach where their life and their safety is first and foremost, that's wrong. So that's number one. That's why we do it. And yeah, that is good business, but it's just good business to treat people that are important, that work with you in a way where they understand that and they're valued for it. Now, what we're also embarking on, and we started 2 months ago, is I would call it a safety transformation. For the next 2.5 to 3 years, we're working with a leading safety consulting company to start a program. We've actually started, like I said, but how can I put this, to align ourselves from a leadership perspective all the way down through to the front line on how to avoid risk. And it's not so much as preventing injuries as it is making sure people understand the risk that they're about to enter into, that they're properly trained and they're observant of it. And this program starts with myself and my leadership team, which is about 7 vice presidents from various functions within operations. And then we carry that out and train the people underneath us. So we've already started with 190 supervisors in leadership positions in operations, going through in part of a 10-course journey in becoming better leaders at safety, being better leaders in terms of the overall business, and mostly trying to figure out what is it that we're not seeing that is risky out there. Now, remember, I'm a gentleman with 43 years of rail experience.
Right.
I need to retrain my eyes. Things that are acceptable to me are not acceptable to a new employee or anybody for that matter. And that's what we're trying to relearn ourselves, and then we're cascading that through the organization. So we've been at it for a month. This week, we have a full complement of teams going out onto the property, first of all, to survey our employees and talk to them about what we're trying to do and where they fit in. And I'm so looking forward. The initial reaction, we've spoken to all the unions and the general chair people. Everybody is wait and see, but in terms of expecting us, to deliver on what we're saying, but they're all taking an active part. And from a culture perspective, because safety is the most important thing that we believe in, this is getting the mass of the employees of CSX together is going to be a powerful thing, and that's how we're going to approach it.
You can really feel the passionate about your safety and how important it is for both the communities you serve and your employees. Any other specifics that you're working on that you could share?
It's just really, it's about making the employees that are out there working equipped and able to work safe. And that is a simple sentence, but that is a big task. And that's what our focus is on. So there's very many things we're doing. But at the end of the day, we want our employees to come to work safe, go home safe, and feel like they're valued. And this is like being at home when they come to work.
Well, thank you, Mike. I really enjoyed this, and I certainly learned a lot. So good luck with everything.
Thank you, Mark. My pleasure. And watch for CSX. We're about to change the rail industry.
Sounds good. Thank you.